From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
The Ear to There Podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Ear to There, it's time to start the fun.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Ear to There Disney Podcast. I'm your host, Phil Gramlich. I'm also the owner and the founder of Ear to There Travel, which is a Disney specialized travel agency. It is my job to take away all that stress, all that anxiety, and all that time that it takes to plan a Disney trip so you can focus on the really fun things like having a fantastic time with your family and friends and enjoying the magic. And I take away all that stress, all that anxiety. I give you back all that time at no extra cost to you. So I will get you the best price on your Disney vacation package or your room-only reservation. I will set my alarm for 5 o'clock in the morning so I can make your dining reservations at 5:30 a.m. I will set my alarm for 6:30 in the morning so I can take care of your fast passes at 7 a.m. I'll take care of your transportation, your special event tickets, like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, a book, whatever you want. Seriously, if you can think of it, I will take care of it for free. Well, you know what I mean. The trip isn't free. You still have to pay for it. You just don't have to pay me for doing any of that for you. Get it? Got it. Good. So let me be your guide or your helper. Let me be the Dale to your Chip. You'll look good to all your friends, and I will be the dopey one with the red nose, kind of hanging out in the background and making sure everything goes smoothly. Let's be honest with ourselves here, right? Chip is smarter than Dale. It's just the way it works. Okay. You can find this podcast, my blog, my other agents. I now have 10 other agents working with me at Ear to There Travel. So they are there to book with and help you as well. And you can get your free, no obligation quote from any of us over at ear2theretravel.com. Alrighty, this is episode number 151 for the week of December 17th, 2018. Now grab a drink, grab a snack, and as a famous mouse once said, on with the show. And I'm going to start off this show just like I start off every numbered episode of the show, and that is with the What About Bob segment. Now, if you don't know what this segment is, each and every week, Disney legend and retired Imagineer Bob Gurr joins me on the show. He's here to answer your questions and mine about pretty much anything Disney and beyond. Now, if you don't know who Bob is, you should, because Bob built so many things that you've seen or have ridden. It's just unbelievable. Bob built the first ever monorail in the Western Hemisphere at Disneyland. He built the other monorail in Walt Disney World. He designed the People Mover, the Main Street vehicles, the Doom Buggies, the submarines for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He worked with Steven Spielberg on Jurassic Park and a giant T-Rex. He worked on the Jaws attraction at Universal Studios. I know, I'm not supposed to say that word. He built that giant old King Kong at Universal. Bob is amazing. He's a genius. If you want to get your question into Bob, please call the voice line. That phone number is 267-551-1971. Or you could always email that question to me. My email address is phil@ear2theretravel.com. Or you can send me a message with that question. Head over to ear2theretravel.com/message and send me that message, and I will get it to Bob. Just like every other week, the What About Bob segment is brought to you by the Waltland Bus Tour. So Bob, every month, will take a busload of lucky guests all around Southern California with stops in Los Angeles, in Burbank, and in Glendale. You do all kinds of cool things, like you go to the Griffith Park merry-go-round where Walt first thought of Disneyland while he was sitting on a bench and watching his daughters on that merry-go-round. You go to his barn, Walt's actual barn, and you go there. And that barn, of course, is where Walt built his Carolwood Pacific Railroad with his bare hands. You stop and see Walt and Roy's old homes. You go to Disney Imagineering. You go to the Disney Studio. It's an amazing, amazing look at the history of the Disney Company, but more importantly, in the history of its founder, Walt Disney. To get tickets for the Waltland Bus Tour, just head over to www.waltland.com. All right, without further ado, you know him, you love him. Here he is, Bob Gurr.
It's What About Bob? Bob Gurr, the legend, creator of the Matterhorn, the monorails and the Haunted Mansion. What about Bob, the Disney legend?
All right, Bob, this question is from Crystal. She wants to know, where in all the Disney theme parks do you feel Walt's presence the strongest?
Disneyland, the castle.
Wow.
Simple as that.
Was it because it was his idea, his design? What is it that kind of draws you back to the castle and Walt?
Disneyland was his dream going back, starting in 1938. And the icon of his idea is the castle. And that photograph of Walt walking through the castle one day, coming across the moat. That's the center of his planet right there.
I love that one, the black and white one where it's just him walking through.
Yes.
I've seen that forever, but after my last stay in a Disneyland hotel, it was up in the room, and I got a print of it and I had it framed for my office because that's one of my favorite pictures. I love that one. Very cool.
That says it all.
Thanks so much to Crystal for that question, and thank you again to Bob for answering that one. It's so cool to talk to a guy who knew Walt Disney and worked with him for over a decade. I don't know if there's anyone else besides Bob that's still around that just has this many memories and has this much information about Walt Disney. It's incredible. Of course, Walt's son-in-law, Ron Miller, probably would argue that. I'm sure he has a lot more stories. But I mean, on a professional level, on a working basis, it's just amazing to hear Bob's stories about Walt. So thank you again to Bob. And here we go with episode number 151.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we celebrate the 25th anniversary of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. In honor of our past guests, and in grateful appreciation to those of you who have revisited the Magic Kingdom so many times, we proudly dedicate this, our 25th anniversary parade, to you. Today, for the first time in our history, nearly 1,000 of our park guests will join the Disney cast and perform with them in a magical moment from a Walt Disney classic. Now come with us, ladies and gentlemen, and remember the magic.
We hear it all the time, right? Magic. That word, Disney magic. And you can experience it so much in the parks and in the resorts and in the cruise ship. I'll tell you where I really felt it was when I was walking the halls of the Disney Studio. It's a feeling. And I know as I say it right now, I'm kind of getting goosebumps. I wish you could see them. I literally have goosebumps just thinking about that feeling. There is that weight that just falls off your shoulders, and you know you are just in the middle of the magic. And there are some places and some areas and some instances that you feel that magic a little more than other places. That's what this week's episode is all about. This show is all about finding the magic of Disney. And here to talk about all of our favorite places to find the magic in Disney is someone who I've had countless magical experiences with.
It's nice.
Very deeply from the bottom of my heart. We had our proposal in Walt Disney World.
True.
We honeymooned in Disneyland.
Right.
What else did we do? What other big events? We had some big events.
My 40th birthday on
40th birthday on a Disney cruise. Yeah. My wife, Amy Liz, who else would do a show about magic with me? Ames, thanks for doing another show.
It's really true. Oh, thank you for having me. Also, we met in Disney World.
Oh, yeah. Well, not. Yeah, we met while working for.
Yes. I mean,
on the
not
Disney-
physically in Disney
On
World.
the Disney College program.
It counts.
We were at Vista Way,
Yeah, that's close enough.
which was one of like the biggest party apartment complexes
Wait,
on the
people
planet.
don't maybe know what Vista Way is?
Yeah, so Vista Way is where they put thousands, I guess, hundreds or thousands
Definitely a lot of us.
of college students in one apartment complex and just say, go have fun, guys.
That seemed like a really good idea.
Yeah. So thanks. It's you can imagine what types of debauchery happens at Vista Way.
But it was cool. Everyone obviously there was on the Disney College program, so they all worked for Disney. So a lot of people had very similar excitement towards Disney and
That's what I think was very special about it is you're there because you love Disney.
perhaps
it was-
there was some magic in Vista Way.
Magic. I'm sure there was a lot of magic in Vista Way. There was magic all over the place in that place. All right, let's not get too adult. Ames, thanks for doing another show with me.
Thank
This
you
is
for
gonna be
having me.
awesome. Oh yeah, I'm excited for this episode
Me too. I'm really excited.
because we are believers in the Disney magic. We're Disney nerds deep down, like not even at heart. It's on the surface all the time.
No, it's right there. It's right there to see.
So I didn't want to do this really as a top 10. This is more of like a conversation. Like you and I go back and forth. Of course we have stuff. We have lists.
Right. But like, we're gonna agree on everything.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, yo, yours isn't magical enough.
Yeah, like no, like the Snow White's wishing well is not magical.
Oh, that is good.
Is that on your list?
No,
No, I
that's
was just-
awesome pick.
I wish I thought of that one actually.
But
But that's super magical. That's what people propose there like daily.
no, they do. And I was actually making fun of you to say, oh, that's not
Wait, you were
magical.
making fun of me about something?
But to be honest, Disney magic is totally objective too, right? Like some of these on my list are just magical for me because I've done it. And I'm like,
Yeah, absolutely.
I felt in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get it. Disney magic is totally on the person and what you feel is magical and what in that moment what happens to kind of bring that out of you. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
No,
'cause we're
that's
gonna
a
get
great point though, because I've done certain things. I've had the same experience like 4 times, but it's been totally different each time depending on my mood or what's happening around me.
That's true.
It's a good point, right?
Let's start. All right, that's a great segue to my first one.
Perfect.
So it's not going to be ladies first today. I'm going to start us off.
Never is.
It is always ladies first. But you told me that your final one you were really excited about. So
Really? It's
we're
perfect.
going to end off the show with
Well
your
done.
final one. Yeah, see?
Well played.
Again, there's no off button to the genius switch. Here we go. So, all right. So my first one, why can't I speak?
You're excited.
Too much coffee.
He did also
Too
have
much
a lot of coffee.
Like 3 cups of coffee. So the most magical thing or things or individuals about Walt Disney World, Disneyland, the Disney Cruise Line, and you can go anywhere in the Disney stratosphere
Right.
on the show. I'm not saying you can only do Walt Disney World.
No, this is everything.
My favorite thing, and I think the thing that ties all of those places together are the cast members.
That's definitely true. I
Like,
mean,
without a doubt.
number one.
To paraphrase Walt Disney, and I won't get this exactly right. This is why I'm saying paraphrasing. He said you can create and build the most amazing place in the world, but it takes people to make a dream a reality. It takes those cast members, people like you and me at one point,
True.
because I think we were both pretty excellent cast members.
Yeah, we were.
Listen, let's not.
No, come on. You could tell we would be good cast
Yeah,
members.
we're good.
right?
We're happy. We're
excited to be there.
is go lucky a thing or is just happy go lucky?
I think it goes together. Yeah.
All right, so we're that.
Connected.
So
We like to help people. We like to make people excited.
it's true, and the majority of the cast members in the theme parks and on the cruise ship totally get
I
that.
completely agree with you. I know people complain, and even we complain, oh, we don't, they used to do it this way and they're less strict. Or
I don't
this
like
and
that. I don't like that complaint.
I
They
don't
used
either.
to. I never liked that complaint.
Me neither. Things change.
Yeah, I mean it's
Listen,
2018. Is a cast member itching to get on their smartphone and check out
Of course they are.
the latest tweets or Instagram posts? Yeah, but They don't on stage, which is great.
Right.
Or they get fired.
That's right.
Or terminated, as the word is in Disney. But listen, I don't like when people. I understand if you have a bad cast member experience. I get it.
And
it
listen,
happens.
that's going to happen. That's going to happen anywhere
Anywhere
you are.
go. Yeah, people are people.
Of course. And people are going through things that you don't know about.
Exactly.
And they bring it to work.
Perfect segue to my next point which was, I remember telling myself when I was a cast member, and I've said this on the show before, I could be having my worst day, right? My grandparent died.
Right.
My car got totaled in the morning, but I still have to go to work.
Right.
Anything really, really bad happens to me before I have to show up for my role as a cast member. I'm having my worst day. But guess what? When I walk out on stage, I'm not bringing that with me.
That's exactly right.
You know why? Because someone there in Animal Kingdom where I worked, or at the front desk at the resort where I worked, that's their best day.
Right. That's their best day. And that's maybe their first time.
Yeah. It's their best day.
It is.
They've never had a better day in their life.
That's right.
So I'm going to ruin your day because I had a lousy morning, or I spilled my coffee on the way to work and I'm really mad about it.
That's a really good point.
So I think most of the cast members have that mentality.
And I totally agree. And I think, too, when you're a cast member, listen, I went through some really tough times when I was a cast member.
Sure.
But, I would be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this right now. I don't know if I can go out there with a smile, but I would paste the smile on. I would go out there, and then I would find a guest who was just having their best day, like you said.
Your day, yeah.
Who was just excited. There was a kid who was laughing, and oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here. That type of thing. And it does rub off on you as a cast member, and it does bring your mood up.
It does. Listen, I want to tell. Is it okay if I tell the listener what happened to you?
Sure.
Amy's mom passed away very young when she was in her 20s.
Right.
When you were in your 20s and you were a cast member.
I was.
And you were going through, your mom was going through chemo and all kinds of stuff when you had to go to work every day.
Right.
And when her prognosis wasn't great.
Right.
And it had to be just insanely difficult some days for you to put a smile on your face.
No, it definitely
was.
And
get out there and deal with the convention guest who didn't have that magical day.
That's a good point.
But I know you, and I know you still delivered that experience because that's the kind of not only person you are, but cast member you are.
Thank you.
And person you continue to be. So I think it's just most cast members aren't going through that at that day, but they could be. You never know.
Absolutely.
So I think it's the cast members really do. They make.
Thank you for saying that.
Sure, no, they tie and no, you. I know you. I mean, geez, we've been married for a long time. We've been together for a lot longer.
Jeez.
No, I mean I know you so well.
No,
I know.
know.
I know your deepest, darkest secrets. I could say them right now.
Don't say them.
You don't really have any dark secrets. What is your darkest secret? I don't even know.
I don't think we should say it on here. I can't even think.
You ate an Oreo at midnight once. So
I did do that.
But anyway, I think it's important to give the cast members the recognition because so many of them make your day.
Absolutely.
So many times
so right.
even if you're having a bad day as a guest.
That's true too. That's
it's
a good
hot,
point.
it's 95 degrees, it's humid, it's September.
You just got some bad news on the phone.
Yeah, I don't know what happens. Your stock dropped, something happens.
Right.
Facebook's not working. Life is coming to an
you're
end.
making a great
The My
point.
Disney Experience app is crashing, which happens all the time.
But that is a really good
You
point.
run into a cast member.
Yes.
You're
like
just awesome.
Right. You're sweating. You just waited like 2 hours for an attraction.
And then it shut down when you got to the front of the line.
And guess what?
And they give you a fast pass and you're like, what is this supposed to do? Give me those 2 hours back.
And guess what? Then you're like, oh, I'm so hot and sweaty. I'm just going to go get a drink and just try to make my, day better. And you go and
you
the person
were really
who's
mad
telling
at that
you,
drink. You're like, drink.
I was really angry at the
so
drink.
Anyway, so the drink.
And no, but my point is you go to get the drink and, you go to get your lemonade and the person selling you your lemonade is like super excited. And, oh, what have you done today? What are your plans?
Yeah.
And you just get back into it.
Makes it different.
Of course.
Having your kids there, especially having cute kids like we have and polite kids like we have.
True.
Cast members will love to talk to them.
They do.
All right, so we talk a lot about cast members.
But you guys get it. They make the magic.
It makes, every day. That's why there's a not a window, but a door that is dedicated to cast members on Main Street in Walt Disney World.
Absolutely, should be.
It's a dedication for all the cast who makes the magic every single day.
It wouldn't be magical without them.
Nope, the magic lies in the people that work there. All right, you're up. What's your
Absolutely
first one?
true. Well, mine's going to really pale in comparison.
No, I wanted to kick off the show with a bang and end the show with a bang.
Perfect.
Listen, like Mitch Hedberg my favorite comedian and one of your favorite comedians ever. He said, as a comedian, you have to start off a show strong and finish a show strong. You can't be like pancakes, all exciting at first, but by the end, you're sick of them. It's so true.
It really is true.
Like you got to
no pancakes here.
We got to start the show strong here, and let's finish it strong.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right,
let's do it.
So you can keep up the strength with your next one, your first one.
It's okay. I mean, it's good. No,
oh, there you go. Have that confidence, eh?
Yeah. No, so basically, you said like, you know, when you said like, this is what we're gonna do, this is our topic. When do you feel magic? When
are you asking me?
No. I'm saying you said to me when you're in.
I was like, I thought this was the whole show's about.
Or Disneyland, you know, Disney World, Disneyland, on the cruise ship, wherever. When do you feel magic? So I thought of a couple specific times. So the one time that I personally feel magic is just walking through the lobby of the Polynesian.
I can't disagree.
Right?
Yeah.
First of all, you feel like you're in Hawaii.
So are you talking old lobby or current lobby?
Either one, actually. Okay. I like them both.
Okay.
That might be controversial.
Yeah.
I have the same feeling.
Yeah, me too.
In both.
I think they did a phenomenal job.
They did. I love them both.
I don't miss the water feature.
I'm actually thinking of the new one as I'm picturing it. But my point is, like, first of all, you already feel like you're in Hawaii, right? Because the who doesn't think it's magical to be in Hawaii? Yeah. Be honest, guys.
Unless you're sick on our honeymoon in a bed.
You like still felt magical. And
wasn't very magic with 104 fever.
So you feel like you're in Hawaii, but you also feel like you're in Disney. So I'm assuming maybe this is how it feels to be in Aulani. Perhaps, but I've never been.
There. Let's do that.
Let's do it. But either way, so, you know, you feel like you're in Hawaii, and then there's also Disney touches everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, it smells amazing. It smells like Hawaii. They're giving you, you know, flower lays. And so my recommendation personally, and this is when I feel the most magical, is go out and get a Dole Whip, which is also both Hawaiian and Disney-ish, and just walk through with your Dole Whip, walk through the lobby, and tell me that you don't feel magic, because you're crazy if you don't.
I totally agree.
Right?
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now.
I did a good job.
Yeah, like I think the listener probably is too. Like I can almost hear the Hawaiian music playing.
You can. Oh yeah, the music.
In the lobby, and the birds chirping, and the smell of the Dole Whip outside, and the flowers, and
the flowers everywhere.
Speaking of magical, a Dole Whip with barely any line.
Oh, that is really magical.
That is Disney magic right there.
That's a really good point.
And yeah, I mean, listen, I love Dole Whips. I don't get them a lot because I'm not a big ice cream guy. But there's bound to be one of our kids that doesn't finish theirs, so I can get
always. They're big.
Yeah, I can't eat a whole one.
No,
but I'll have some.
Sure.
So yeah, I love that pick. I love the Polynesian. You know me.
It's just so magical.
I love it there. Oh my god.
I know.
Just and my favorite place ever is Trader Sam's is there.
Oh, right. I didn't even mention that.
You can't go wrong with that. So I love it. Yeah. Great. It's a great pick. Great first one. We're good at this.
I know we are.
I mean, this show should be nominated for a podcast award.
Oh, maybe it will.
Oh, maybe it is.
Oh, it already is.
Maybe you should vote. You have until Christmas to vote.
Hashtag shameless plug.
Yeah, but go to the Disney Inspired Facebook page and vote for the Ear to There Disney podcast. It's a pinned post on the Disney Inspired Facebook page. Vote for the Ear to There podcast if it's your favorite. Listen, I don't want you to lie.
No, don't pretend
if
it's
you
your
like
favorite.
One of the other guys, if you like, I'm not going to mention any names or WW Radio. Margello.
Do you have a cough?
Yeah.
So weird.
I can't get rid of it. The box people. Lou. I'm only doing that because I know Lou doesn't listen, so it's fine. But does Lou really need the votes? We need the votes. I need the votes.
It's
Lou
really
doesn't need the
true.
votes. He's going to win anyway.
He's going to win no matter what.
So go to Disney Inspired page and vote for the Ear to There Disney podcast for your favorite podcast. And you can also vote by submitting reviews on iTunes. So
cool.
rate, review.
I didn't know that.
I looked, I got like 4 new reviews today.
Nice. Were
So
they good?
Thank you. Yeah, they were all good. All 5-star reviews.
That's good.
I know. Like I ask for honest reviews, you never know. All right, so my next one. So please do that. Take a time out. If you're driving in your car,
Don't
wait
do
until
that.
you get home. But if you're walking a dog right now, you can go on Facebook
The
for a
dog
second.
won't mind.
Or go on iTunes for a second. All right. My next one. I feel like this a lot of magical things are around Magic Kingdom, right? So,
Of course.
but I'm not going to go there with this one. This one is Disneyland, period.
Oh, just being in Disneyland,
Listen,
right?
Yeah, it's just Disneyland.
Absolutely.
It's Walt's Park. Okay?
It is. And you can feel that.
Dude, you said that perfectly. I feel like you can still totally feel Walt's presence in that park.
Absolutely.
When I was talking to, I think, Allie Miller last week on the podcast about Carousel of Progress,
Right. Oh, I
or
love
maybe no, it
Carousel
might have been the
of
Word of the
Progress.
Week Carousel of Progress show. I said, if you get a black light, you know those gross hotel black
Of
lights
course.
that are always finding disgusting things.
Yes.
Why do we sleep in hotels?
I don't know.
You're like, oh, they found 85 different stains on this mattress. I'm like, give me my room. I'm climbing in.
I'm snuggling up.
I'm going to rent this bed for a couple days. There's somebody just slept in. It's not me. But if you got a black light and you could run it along Carousel of Progress, I guarantee you find Walt Disney's fingerprints all over the place.
Absolutely. You would. Oh,
So
that's cool.
That's how. So that's how I feel about Disneyland. I feel there's so many spots that weren't restored that are still like the ironwork on the train station.
Right.
That's all original. The building itself, his apartment, right?
Right.
New Orleans Square, where they were building over.
I
I
love
think it's
New
over
Orleans
Cafe
Square.
Orleans. They were building Walt's apartment, and it became the Disneyland Gallery
I feel like specifically New Orleans Square, it's so magical.
because that was the
Everything about
last big project you oversaw, right? That was the last land that was built in the '60s when he was still around.
it. There's a crazy
It just
feeling that
has
comes over you.
Yeah, it's Walt and Roy Disney. It's Walt mostly.
Yes.
It's Walt's baby. That land, the whole park is his baby, but that land, especially because it was the last one he worked on. It has his initials in the ironwork and Roy's initials in the ironwork. It just feels like Walt Disney. Like
It
it's
really
like
does.
this dude, this amazing inspirational guy, thought of this and wanted this here in this park. Which was there? You know what was there before? What was there before New Orleans Square? Trivia question for you.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
What
Put me
was
on the
in
spot.
that area?
I don't know.
Holidayland. That's what was there.
Oh, you told me that, but I did not know that.
So Holidayland was there where they sold bottomless beers
Oh,
in Disneyland
that's great.
in the 60s.
Bottomless beers. Imagine
you
that.
could go to Holidayland with your picnic,
Crazy.
get fried chicken,
You told me this.
get bottomless beers, and then they had its own entrance into the rest of the park.
Unbelievable.
Walk into the park after having 20 bottomless beers. And people are worried about the cantina in Star Wars Land.
That's a really good point.
Like the 60s were a little different than the time that we have today.
yes.
And listen, I'm not advocating anyone go drink 20 bottomless beers.
No.
But I'm saying people who
It
were
was an
so
option.
up in arms about the cantina, look what Walt allowed in the 60s.
Right.
Think about it.
And that was
Anyway,
just the 60s.
But Disneyland, like I love walking where Walt walked. His apartment, oh my God.
I know.
Was there a better, like for me, and you, I would love to have seen me through your eyes when we were in that apartment because I
I
know
know.
they must have as big as like saucers, like
It
look,
was
trying to take everything in.
incredible.
Because we weren't allowed to take pictures.
I know.
So I was just trying to memorize everything. That feeling right there, you felt Walt Disney's
You
presence
really did,
in that apartment.
honestly.
When Jack sat on his chair
I'll never forget
and
it.
nobody's allowed to sit on, there used to be velvet ropes around that chair. Like that's how important it was.
I'm surprised
That's where
that there
Walt
were.
used to sit and take phone calls about the park and construction
Unreal.
and into the wee hours of the night. Jack, who was 4, put his feet up and relaxed. He's like, I'm just going to sit here.
It's a good spot to
I'm
hang out.
tired. And our tour guide, I'll never forget her face, was just like her jaw. I had to like help her pick it up off the floor.
I know.
But seriously, the apartment, especially the firehouse itself, the pole, like the steps of the train station,
Right.
New Orleans Square. It's just oh my God, it's magic. All of Main Street. Forget the rest of the park.
Absolutely.
Main Street. Every
Yeah,
picture
you don't need to go anywhere
you
else.
see of Walt walking down Main Street.
Right.
You just feel it when you
You
walk
do.
in that park. It's magic. And I know I sound like a complete, like a corny dork, but I don't care.
People get
it's
it.
magic, man.
People who've been there totally understand what you're saying.
It's magic, brother. It's magic. All right, you're up. What's your next
No,
one?
it is.
And I'm glad you agree because Disneyland. Listen, I didn't get to Disneyland until I was 29 years old, and now I'm 40, and I think I've been there like 8 times.
You have.
Like,
Well, you just want to keep going back.
yeah, like I keep going back because we have events like D23, and,
Sure.
but I go back I went back to go hang out with Bob. That was pretty cool.
That was very cool.
But like it's just things like walking down Main Street in Disneyland the last time we were there, and there's Jodie Benson with her family.
Yeah, she was just walking
Ariel
around.
herself, just with an Ariel shirt.
She was wearing an Ariel shirt.
She
which I
wasn't
thought
trying to hide who she was.
No, but I thought that was amazing that she did that.
She's into
she
it.
looked great,
right?
by the way.
She did look great. So yeah, I've tried to get her on the show. It's been a no-go.
You never know.
We'll
Keep
try.
trying.
Hey Ariel, Jodie Benson, if you're listening, let's get this get this done here.
Come on here.
All right, so go ahead, Ames. What's your next one?
All right, so mine is again very specific, and again might be a bit controversial because I know not everyone loves this, but I can't help it. When you first said magic, for some reason this specific thing popped into my mind, which is on Frozen Ever After.
I know what you're going to say too.
Oh no, it's not very specific.
Okay.
It's just basically being on there.
Oh yeah. I thought
But-
you meant the scene when you come up on Elsa.
Oh, that is. I did write that. Actually.
Yeah, I'm like, Lord, is that?
Yeah, when Elsa's singing and she's. I
You
mean,
look at your kids' faces, like
Yeah.
look at our kids' faces, and I want to cry.
no, and me too.
It's amazing.
It's unbelievable. But
Sorry, I'm
even I
stealing
feel
yours.
like
You
crying.
talk, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But even I feel like crying. Like it's just unbelievable. But no, I didn't. I did have Elsa. But just the whole thing, I think you're just like in the. I feel like they're icy caves. I don't know if they're supposed to be.
Sure, yeah, you're in the ice palace, in the
Yeah.
ice castle. Yeah.
You're like in it though. I feel like you really do.
It's cold in there.
It's
You
cold
feel
in
it.
there. You feel it. You see Olaf in the distance. You know, there's Elsa singing. Like you're just going down like icy fjords or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Just for the liner notes of the show, Amy just looked at me like quizzically, is that the right word? Yeah, that's right.
And you really do. It is completely magical because for everyone who doesn't hate Frozen, you're wrapped up in it. You love that, movie. You love everything about it.
I'm so still shocked by the Frozen hate. I am.
Me too. I am too. But either way, anything that big is always going to
Yeah,
have hate.
it's exactly right. Disney did a good job when people hate it.
It's really true. But, when you see that movie, you're like, oh, I wish I could be in that movie. And really, when you're on Frozen Ever After, you're in it.
When
you're
you go
in the
backwards
movie.
down the hill,
Yes.
which used to be the old Maelstrom Hill, which where you
Right,
would
which
feel
I
like you were
love.
going
Maelstrom.
outside. Remember,
Right.
there was a hole in the wall, and it looked like you were going to go right outside the building.
Yes, I
going
totally
backwards
remember
down a
that.
waterfall. What they've done with that moment of the attraction,
It's unreal.
where Elsa literally walks to the edge of the like the railing, like
Right.
what is it? What is that thing called? Like a deck?
I don't know.
It's not a deck.
I guess it looks like a
ice
deck.
The ice deck. The porch, I guess. Whatever she walks to.
Right,
She walks to the end and throws her hands up and the big let it go. That part.
right.
And then
No, yeah, when she
and
throws
then
those
you
hands
go
up, I know.
backwards. And then on either side of you are these giant screens. And I'm not a big fan of screen tech.
Right.
Like people freak out about the Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai. It's all screens in 3D. I don't care. I don't want that.
Yeah, you're not into
I
it.
want real animatronics.
Right.
I don't want all that tech in 3D.
But in that
I think
moment,
Disney's done a really good job of using it sparingly on their attractions.
I agree
here.
completely.
And when you go down and you see her on, Elsa's face on either side of you, and then the smoke when she says, "The cold never bothered me anyway."
Yes.
And it goes, and all the icy smoke comes on, it
Totally
covers
magical.
you. Man, I couldn't agree with you more. I love that part. I just love it.
Oh, it
It's a
is
great pick.
amazing.
Yeah, and for the Frozen haters out there, listen, the Maelstrom's gone. It's not coming back. Not coming back. Go
No.
build it on Minecraft and play it on your computer. I'm not trying to be mean about it. I get that people miss it.
I do
But
too.
again, who got to Epcot at 9 a.m. at rope drop and
No one.
ran the Maelstrom as fast as they
Nobody
could?
did.
Who?
We talk about this all the time.
Tell me who did it.
There isn't anyone who
Is
did.
there somebody?
I don't
There's
think so.
nobody. Not one person. So you can always ride Maelstrom.
And to
Always.
the one that there is, sorry.
No, but you could ride Maelstrom whenever you wanted
You
to.
could.
10-minute wait, you're on. Never wait. So, listen, the one thing I get is when people are like, well, Epcot is losing its way. World Showcase now has IP throughout it,
Right.
characters, all this. They always, since Michael Eisner came in, years in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
Epcot's had characters.
You're absolutely right. It's been a really long time.
It's been darn near 30 years. It's been 30 years.
Right.
Since Epcot, Michael
I get
Eisner
it. I
walked
get
around
it. It's
Epcot
totally
and
different.
said, where's Mickey Mouse? There's no characters here. How are you going to sell this place? Right? He did
Right.
a smart thing.
He did.
So
I
yeah, there's
love the
been
characters in World
princesses
Showcase.
in each country. There's been Jasmine. There's been
Right.
Aladdin. There's been, Aurora. There's been Belle. By the way, Belle at this time of year in France, has her Christmas dress on for Enchanted
She
Christmas.
does?
Yeah.
You guys, it's
I know.
amazing.
How do we not have a trip planned to go see this?
I don't know. I always ask you every year.
Next year we're going to Christmas.
Yes.
All right. So you got to, I mean, I get that people are like mourning the loss
I
of
get that too.
Epcot, but what I always try to explain to people, because I miss some of it too, right?
Sure.
But what I try to explain to people is the Epcot that we got wasn't Walt's Epcot.
No, that's true.
Walt's Epcot was an experimental city, right? It was a huge, it was Progress Land. It was a huge sustaining city.
Completely.
That's not what
different.
Epcot is.
No, not
Epcot's
at all.
always been a theme park. Yeah, it's a theme park about learning. And what's the word I'm looking for?
And I think it still
What's
is.
that word?
Culture?
Not entertainment, edutainment.
Oh, yeah, edutainment.
It still is about that. It still is.
I totally agree.
I know Interventions is going, so you're not learning much.
I know, but
you
I'm not
walk
being
around
funny.
World
I
Showcase
still learn
and
a lot.
you talk to those cast members.
Yes.
You learn a ton.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Bye, Maelstrom.
Step down
Okay.
and go ahead.
All right, so my next one. Okay, here we go. This is when I said mine gets a little Magic Kingdom heavy.
It's okay.
Mine is,
It is called Magic Kingdom.
yeah, and that's where the magic is, right? Magic Kingdom in Fantasyland, Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Oh, yeah.
But there's, and this is another one that people are like, it's a character meet and greet.
No, it's
so
not.
much more than
Oh,
that.
you guys, it's not at all.
It's so much more than that.
I feel
it's
so strongly.
It's a huge experience.
It's amazing.
That I have clients all the time who are like, I'm not getting a fast pass for that. I'm like, what do you mean? You have two little girls. They're 4 and 6.
They're
Get
going
a
to be
fast pass for
blown
that.
away.
Yeah, if you're going to spend 2 days in Magic Kingdom, that should be one of your fast passes.
Absolutely.
If you have kids. Even if you don't. If you're an adult, if you're a man especially, they can embarrass the heck out of you with that show. So you should do it.
And they will.
And if you're a woman, take your big, strong husband who's 6'4" and look
Yes.
like a muscular guy, because they will make him look like, they just make fun of you a little bit in that show. It's
But
great.
in a fun way.
Oh, of course, it's Disney. It's in a fun way. But the moment specifically that I'm talking about in the attraction is when you're in Maurice and Belle's cottage
Mhm.
and the mirror, the magic mirror,
Oh, of course.
transforms to a doorway
How does it do that?
that I don't want to know.
I know.
I
don't
know
either.
people know. Do not send me an email and let me
People
know.
have tried to say to
People
tell
have
us.
tried to explain to me, and I'm like,
I know.
don't even think about
Please
that.
don't tell me.
That's one of the most magical moments in the parks. Don't
unreal.
ruin that for me. I mean, I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, stop. You know that feeling that you get, and I'm going to freak you out right now badly, and the listener right now. That feeling when you think about your own death,
Oh, I know.
and then you can't
My
get it out of
stomach
your
just
head.
fell.
Like, it's the worst feeling ever, right? You can't get it
Are
out of
you
your head.
equating them?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I'm putting these on the same level.
That's amazing.
The feeling when you're thinking about your own mortality and the feeling that someone's going to explain to me how that magical mirror works is the same thing.
You know what? And I believe that.
I'm not going to think about it again.
No, don't.
So now I got to stop trying to think about my own death because I'm going to be freaked out all day.
It's not
I'm
going
like,
to be
I'm
very.
not doing enough with my life. But it's
This
true.
podcast has taken a turn for the worse.
But it's true. Like, I don't want to know how that works ever.
Right.
Like, for those who haven't done it, I'm going to spoil it because I can tell you what it does without ruining it for you. You're looking at a regular mirror. It's a mirror behind a little railing.
Right.
It's a big full-length mirror. No, it's not a full-length mirror. It's a mirror on the wall.
It's just
hanging
on the wall.
a gold framed mirror hanging on the wall, like maybe 2-3 feet long. And you magically say, take me to the night Belle and the Beast fell in love. And the darn mirror starts to grow. And it grows wider and bigger and
I
taller.
know. It's unbelievable.
And then it flashes. And then it's a door.
I know.
And you walk into the castle.
It's amazing.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you're an adult and you haven't experienced this, go. If you have a trip planned and you're going to be at Magic Kingdom for a day and it's an hour wait.
It's true.
That's all I have to say. It's magic.
Absolutely don't miss
I
it.
feel like that, like that is one of the most magical experiences. Our kids, not my kids, they're yours too. Our kids, just every time they walk into that portal and they're like, their mouth, their jaws, they're just like, what the?
It's true.
How did that happen?
And then they can all be in the show, whatever.
Yeah, and they usually
part
are.
they get.
They always get to be in the show.
Right.
Every kid. You're
Well,
not.
every kid gets to be in the show.
Every kid gets a part. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a big part.
No.
They might. We oftentimes have one of our children a spoon or a fork.
Yes.
But
Usually
it's
they
great.
pick it.
Yeah. So what?
It's fine.
All right. So you're up here. But yeah, go do that one. It's worth it.
Yeah, don't miss that, you guys.
All right, you're
Seriously, don't miss it.
Because we're just gonna we could talk all day about that.
It's true. So I'm gonna totally change gears, and I'm gonna go to the sea. And I'm going on a Disney cruise ship.
All right, love the Disney cruise.
And my very first magical moment, honestly, is the first moment when you walk on.
I knew
the
you were
cruise
gonna say it.
ship.
I
Well,
knew
come
it.
on, how could you not? Right?
Well, my last experience wasn't as good as everybody else's.
Well, we're not going
we
to
talk about that. If you haven't heard that story, go listen to what episode was it? The two big
Biggest
mistakes.
mistakes?
Yeah, two big mistakes I've made. Two big Disney mistakes. I'll put the number in the show notes. It's a fun story to listen to. But go ahead.
But erasing that.
But normally it's
normal
fun.
people,
People who aren't
prepared people,
dopes like me.
when you first walk onto a Disney cruise ship, it's a feeling like no other. So first of all, you walk on and they announce you. They
Yes.
say your name. Welcome, so-and-so family. And then everyone who's there, who's already gotten on, applauds
Yeah.
just because you walked on the cruise
It's
ship.
like you got announced in like a royal
Yes, you
celebration.
feel like, yes.
Hey, you're royalty.
You are royalty. I mean, they literally, at least 100 people just clapping just because you got onto the cruise ship.
Exactly. Listen, nothing's wrong with taking a Carnival cruise, but Carnival ain't doing that.
No, that's true. And then you get on, and of course, it's your first look, right? It's your first glance at just this incredible, ornate decor and just everything. Like you see,
What
it
is
for
that? The
first
atrium,
time.
right?
The atrium.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You see it for the first time, and you're like, "What is happening? Am I seriously living here for the next however many days?"
Not
And-
enough is the right number of days.
Yes, and you
never,
hear the
never enough.
music, and they offer you a cold beverage, which you always need. And it's just you're enveloped, and you're like, okay, I'm sold. I'm in this.
Talk about the weight falling off your shoulders instantly.
That's
right?
really
instant.
more even than in a park because you can't even. Well, now you can kind of use your phone, but
Yeah. You can use your phone.
but it's not the same.
Listen, let's be for real. Paying for data on a Disney cruise,
Not
super
worth it.
expensive. Yeah,
but
just
for-
use the communicator. Tell people you'll talk to them when you get back.
Exactly. For me, I just say I'm not going to be reached in the next 4 days or
Yeah.
however many. And
That's
you're
a big selling point of it too, right?
it's a huge selling point.
Like,
People
listen,
need
you
that.
you can get the data plan, and every day turn the data on your phone. Quickly text, email, make sure everybody's good, and then just turn it
Absolutely.
off. Yeah.
You need to make sure for emergencies. But other than that, you are not on your phone.
You're not being
You're just-
bothered. Yeah.
You're not being bothered.
You
You're
leave
not
the phone-
worrying.
Well, the good thing is you can use the communicators. So the new app that they put out last year, where you can text your family
Right.
the whole time.
Which is awesome.
You always know where each other are because you can use your smartphone and use the app.
You
to
mean
text.
the family that's on the cruise ship with you?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm
So-
sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, it's fine. It's just, because we used to be like, okay, just meet me at the atrium at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but now you
we
just
can
text back and forth. Yeah, it's great.
It is awesome. But regardless, I just think getting onto that cruise ship is such a magical moment that is unmatched by anything else.
Yeah, I agree. The feeling of the Disney cruise, and you know me, I'm not a huge cruise guy,
I know. It's so weird to me.
but a Disney cruise is different. It's
I agree.
the level of service, the level of magic that you get everywhere. I know. I think you have another cruise one that you want to
I
talk
do.
about, so I'm not going to go too much in depth into it. But yeah, it's unparalleled.
It
is.
really is.
Even in the parks, even in the best resort,
I totally agree. It's just a different feeling.
it is. It's you're pampered
Yes.
from the time you get on till the time
That's
you get
really
off.
true.
Like, forget
You
it.
don't have to do anything.
You don't need that. You don't need to do anything.
You really don't.
Room service is included. Whatever
It's
you want.
included.
You want to sit on your veranda
Yes.
and watch the ocean go by and just order room service the whole trip, read your
Exactly.
book, have the most peaceful vacation ever, you can do it.
I mean, if that's not magic, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I never want to do shows that feel like a commercial.
Sorry.
No. I think this one's impossible to not
I agree
be
with
like a
you.
commercial because these are the moments that people pay
Right.
the premium for Disney things. Like Disney cruise is
Absolutely
going
right.
to cost you more than any other cruise.
Oh, definitely.
It's going to cost you more. But why is it going to cost you more?
Because, right.
The magic that you get
That's right.
on the ship is unparalleled anywhere else.
I totally agree.
Yeah, like unless you are, in the 1% of wealthy people in the country and can pay for, a servant or you have live-in help.
Right.
This is the greatest you're ever going to be waiting on in your life.
I
It's amazing.
totally,
All right,
absolutely right.
my next one. is back to the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, actually. Let's go specifically to Disneyland for this one.
I'm in.
And Magic Kingdom as well. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes,
But-
either one.
But there's the specific part about Pirates that is super magical to me is it's a story. And in Disneyland, it's told a little better than it's told at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
You can still, now I'm going to explain it to you because you know the story, but I don't know if every listener knows it. So in Disneyland, if you haven't ridden it, you start off in the Blue Bayou restaurant, which sets
That's awesome.
completely sets the tone,
Yes.
right? You go around and think, if you haven't been on the Disneyland version, think of the Three Caballeros attraction in Mexico
Oh, I love that.
in Epcot, right?
Yes.
How it
Very
goes, how
similar,
it kind of
yes.
floats around the restaurant.
Mhm, you're right.
That's what it does. What Pirates does in Disneyland in the Blue Bayou. And then you come upon an old guy sitting on his porch, and he's rocking back and forth. And does he have a banjo? I think
I feel like he does.
Sometimes I forget that he does or doesn't. But there's fireflies, and the setting is set that
You can tell he wants a banjo if he doesn't.
that is on his Christmas list, a banjo. So here's how the story goes. He's reminiscing about his days as a pirate.
Right.
He's not a pirate anymore. He's old and he's done with his piracy. So then you go into the tunnel and you see all of he goes back in time. Or no, I'm sorry. He's in where what happened to all the pirates.
Okay.
So you go through the tunnels and the treasure rooms and all, and it's all skeletons of pirates. And they have all this money, all this gold, all this treasure, swords, but they're all dead. They're all skeletons. There's no living pirates.
Right, right.
Because of what's going to happen on the ride. Then they'll show you. So then you go down the waterfall, you go down the drops, and then you're back in time. Then you go
cool.
deeper
I
into
see
his
what you mean.
dream.
Right.
You're back in time. So when you were with the skeletons in the beginning, you were kind of like in the present. And then when you go down the waterfall, you're back in time into the pirating days.
That's a cool way to get back in time.
Yeah, so then there's the pirates sacking the town. There's Yo-Ho, Yo-Ho. There's, Captain Jack Sparrow. There's Barbossa on the big ship shooting at you. It's the heyday of piracy, right? Awesome. Like, you're completely transported to that world. It's just an amazing attraction. It really is. And then in the Disneyland version, you get to the part where it starts getting a little out of hand. They're shooting at each other.
Right.
They're
Yeah, it's all
climbing.
crazy.
They've got cannons.
Right.
They're drunk. They shouldn't be handling weapons when drunk.
No, that's true.
And then you're in the room where there's gunpowder everywhere.
Right.
And the darn thing is falling apart while you're going through.
Yeah.
And what happens? They all blow each other up and kill each other. And they're all dead. And then you see Captain Jack Sparrow again in the treasure room.
That part's so cool.
And he ends up, the story is that, they're all dead. He enjoys the spoils of the being a pirate. And then you go up the lift hill out of the dream and you're back to the present day. That's a complete story.
It's a complete story. You're right.
It's
That
from
is
beginning
magical.
to end. You go back in time. You come back to the present. Such a well done story.
Absolutely.
Total immersion. Total magic. I love it. I just love it. And Magic Kingdom does the same thing, but it's smaller, so it doesn't have enough room to tell that whole story.
You're right.
But it is the same story.
You can see the story, right?
But you need a little kind of like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Fill in the blanks yourself.
But in Disneyland, it tells it completely from beginning to end.
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah,
magical.
I love that. And it's just, listen, I that Pirates to me is, a lot of people have a soft spot for Haunted Mansion. A lot of people have it for, and I do too, for Carousel of Progress or the Enchanted Tiki Room. Pirates of the Caribbean was the last attraction Walt worked on before he died.
Yeah, that's true.
And he never got to ride it on the boat, but it was finished, almost finished. And they pulled him through
Oh, that's cool.
on like a cart. So he got to experience it before he passed away. He knew how good Pirates was going to be.
That's so cool.
And before he died. And yeah, it's very, very cool. So yeah, he, I imagine in his last few days thought like, wow, people are going to love that attraction. So to me, that's a big part of it too. So anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
All right. So your next one. What do you got?
Okay.
What number is this? How many do you have left?
I have 3 left.
All right. So yeah, we'll just go through them and then, yeah.
Cool.
I think I have 3 left too, if you don't
Because
think one.
I was, remember you wanted me
Oh,
to
right.
do
Yeah,
last.
yeah. That's right. Go.
So we're good. So.
Oh, no. You have 3. That would make me go last. So I'll just make one of my honorable mention. Go ahead.
Okay. So the next one is I'm going back to the resorts.
Okay.
In Disney World, and I kind of cheated because I picked 2. But I think
Sorry.
it's okay because You didn't make any rules.
I didn't. No, there are
I
no
feel like
rules.
I'm breaking them. So I'm talking about the most wonderful time of the year right now around the holidays, going to either Beach Club or Wilderness Lodge at Christmas. If you go to either of those places, go to the place, right? Go to either lobby, walk around, go to the restaurants, wherever you want. Go get a hot chocolate because they're delicious. Go walk over the Christmas tree and drink your hot chocolate, listening to the music, looking at the Christmas tree, and tell me you're not in the spirit.
Yeah, that's pretty magical.
I dare you not to be.
Wilderness Lodge, especially to me, is
Me too.
at Christmas is just blows me away.
I think I don't know what it is about. I included Beach Club because I feel like just the decorations and all are so ornate. They're so over the top gorgeous. But yeah, Christmas tree at Wilderness Lodge. It's unreal.
Oh, sit in front of the fireplace.
Oh, yes, the fireplace with your hot chocolate.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
I love it. Even though it's 80 outside,
It doesn't
it's cool
matter.
inside. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I love
Wear a tank top.
that lobby. By the way, you say wear a tank top. Our daughter, Zoe, has been trying to wear the same white tank top for like 4 days straight. She's 6.
When you say trying to,
She's been sneaking it in there. I don't know what it is about that tank top.
it's really tight.
Kids
too.
are so weird. It's so tight. It's like a 3T.
It really is.
And she's 6. And I don't know if she thinks it's like feminine, like a girly. I don't get it. And then when we get home, it's 30 degrees here. She takes off whatever she's wearing, just walks around in the tank top and shorts. It's crazy. The kid's nuts. Anyway, I hope other people think that's funny because it's really funny.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, I think I totally agree. And really, any I want to do a show. Hopefully, I can get it by next week. Next
really
Monday
should.
is Christmas Eve, right?
It is a week
I'm hoping
from
I can
today.
record a show about the decorations in Christmas decorations in all of Walt Disney World this week so I can put that on Christmas Eve. Because
That'd be perfect.
the decorations themselves, Wilderness Lodge especially, but Animal Kingdom Lodge, and then the parks, Magic Kingdom. Hollywood Studios has the awesome like 30s and 40s
Yeah, they
decorations.
do.
It's just with the big, authentic, old school lights. It's so cool. So yeah, I totally agree. You want to talk magic around this time of year with Christmas.
And the music and just everything.
Music? Oh my God, my father's going to kill me. Anyway, is it my turn? It's my turn.
It's your turn.
All right. This one, if anyone has listened to this podcast before, which I know a lot of you have, you're going to totally not be surprised by this one. It's the contemporary, period.
I know.
But
I'm glad you put it in.
I'm going specifically to talk about the concourse. What is the name of the concourse?
I almost had this.
The concourse. What's it called?
The Grand Concourse?
The Grand Canyon Concourse, right? Grand Canyon. Yeah. No. Grand Canyon. What the heck is it called?
I love that he's
Okay.
asking me.
The concourse. Now, you know what, Ames? Talk for a second. I got to figure out what it's called.
No, I almost picked this because I do feel like every time I'm there, I actually feel like for some reason when I go to Contempo Cafe, I just feel like so much magic. And I don't know if it's the monorail going through, or I know Chef Mickey's is there, or we're like so close to Magic Kingdom you can feel it, but there is magic all in that concourse.
Totally agree. I can't. Where the heck is it? I thought it was the Grand Canyon Concourse. But
You could be right. It doesn't matter, I don't think.
Yeah, Grand Canyon Concourse. I was right. At the Contemporary. Why can't I remember that?
I don't know.
So yeah, so there's something about it that, like you said, especially at Christmas. Like Christmas,
Oh, forget it.
It ratcheted up 100%. But even on any other day there, going
Oh, yeah,
into
it
the
doesn't have to be
concourse,
Christmas for me.
It's just, that's the stuff. Those images, those videos are what I saw of Walt Disney World in the 80s when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
And I knew I wanted to get there.
And
like
for me, it was different because that's where we
Yeah,
stayed when
you
I
would
was
go
a kid.
to the steakhouse,
That's
right?
the first place we
the
went.
Concourse Steakhouse.
My very
And
first
do
trip.
the character meal.
Yes, yes.
I love the video of you, little Amy, who was like 3 inches tall. Just so you know, Amy's 5'1" or 5 feet tall.
That's kind, I guess.
You're 5 something, and to see her when she was a 4-year-old in the park is hilarious because she's this little tiny thing with the characters and your parents, and just you see the monorail going over your head in the video.
Yes.
And it's just
in the video, Pluto sat down with me and was feeding. Oh, no, it was letting me feed him eggs.
And that happened with our kids, with Zoe, years later.
Yes.
Zoe fed
with
Fudo,
Donald.
Fudo, I was going to call him. Fudo, the new Disney character.
Oh, I thought it
He
was
really
Donald.
likes food. Pluto, Fruit Loops. That's what I was trying to say.
That's right.
He was eating the Fruit Loops from her. She was this little 1 or 2 year old with little
She was
pigtails.
so
and
little.
adorable. But when you think of Walt Disney World when you were a kid, and it's just when you walk onto that Grand Canyon concourse floor, the huge Mary Blair mural, and the stores, and the view of the Magic Kingdom,
Yes.
and the monorail, the sound of the monorail zipping through. Even though it's going like 5 miles an hour, I say zipping, but
It seems like it's zipping.
and then even like little things like outside the one store, they have Disney trivia questions posted every day.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and it's magic. It's truly a magical thing.
And I'm really glad you said that because I was going to say this and then I couldn't figure out how to say it. So you brought me perfectly to it. The magic in general, the magic of Disney is in the details.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, like the little things.
Just the little things that they don't miss a trick. And it's the theming details. And it's things like that where it's Disney trivia written on the
Yeah,
board.
and that's not something that probably was, no Imagineer came up with that.
No.
Again, that goes back to the cast members who were like, what can we do to plus this experience for the guests?
Right.
Disney trivia every day.
But that's the stuff you come home talking about.
You do. Like, yeah, the little things make the memories.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that concourse, I was down there for training a year and a half or 2 years ago or so. And I was like, and I'm not a button down, shirt and tie kind of guy.
No, he's not, you guys.
I'm a jeans and a t-shirt, jeans and a shorts guy. I love t-shirts. It's how I dress. And you could dress me up. I can go places, but I'm
No,
just
he
saying.
looks nice.
Thanks. But I was dressed up because I was training, and I felt kind of stiff, and I walked onto that concourse with 20 other trainees, 30 other
Right.
trainees who were travel agents also training, and the feeling was still there. Like I know it sounds weird because why wouldn't it be? But it was like a different vibe.
No, I know what you mean.
You're there to learn, but
But
it's
you
still
still had it.
the magic is still there. I love it every time I go, and I can't wait because we're going in 4 months.
Oh, I'm so
We're
excited.
staying there. Cannot wait.
I can't wait either.
All right, Ames, you're up with your next one. Let's
Okay,
go.
so I'm going back to the cruise ship. As you said, I did have one more thing. I couldn't talk about magic in general, but certainly on a cruise, without talking about the Oceaneers Club, Oceaneers Lab.
Awesome.
And what's magical actually, I guess some people would say it's magical to drop your child off.
I think we are those people.
We're definitely those people.
No, listen, you want to spend all the time you can on the cruise with your kids.
Right.
They don't want to spend all the time with you, though.
No. But what I was going to say, actually, the magic for me is picking them up
Yeah.
because just they are so excited. Like you pick them up. So what's really cool is you're not allowed to go into, like when you drop them off, you don't go in with them to the Oceaneers Club Lab. You drop them at the
They
front.
put the hood on their head and they carry them back.
You drop them at the front and you go.
They don't really do that. I don't want to scare people.
But when you go to pick them up, the cast member, are they cast members there?
Yeah.
Yeah. They look up and which is, by the way, super cool. They're like, oh, your child is in this area and your other child is in that area.
Because they microchip them.
Yeah, they microchip.
They put the
them.
microchip in their neck and now you can follow them. No, they have like a magic band.
They
that
have like
got.
magic bracelets. And
That
so
they
you
can't
go-
take off the whole, it's like bolted on.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And your kids can't take it off, which is really important because they could take it off and leave it somewhere.
Of course.
And then you would never know where the heck your kid was.
Yeah, no.
pretty
you would just
important.
be going to the bracelet, not to
Right.
the child. But so
Like,
you
know
get
those
to-
movies when somebody finds out they have a tracker on them?
Yes.
And the bad guy, like finds the
And they
tracker.
rip it off.
And it's like in a piece of flesh on the ground. That's what your kid would be like.
Luckily, that's not the case. So you go and they tell you where your child is. And first of all, you get to walk through and you get to just see it for yourself. There's like limbo contests going on. People are baking cookies. There's characters like making art projects with kids. It's unbelievable. And then you find
Hey, there's Captain America and Elsa and Black Widow,
Just
who I made very uncomfortable on our last cruise.
but like Captain America is making like Captain America shields with the kids. Like you're doing a great job. He's there with
Yeah,
them.
he
It's
stays
unreal.
in full outfit. Yeah,
Right.
That's Captain America. Don't tell me it's not.
No, it is. And so, but then you find your actual child and they are just every time beaming. They're just beaming.
So
they
it's
have like
amazing.
6 things that they made. They've been like jumping on Andy's bed or whatever.
Yeah.
They've gone in like doing science projects in the Oceaneers
Flew the
lab.
Millennium Falcon.
It's just unreal.
Yeah, they're in in Sugar Rush from Wreck-It Ralph. There's
I can't say enough
so
about
many
it.
different things. Yeah, I love it. And there's what's the name of the club for the older kids? I always forget because we don't have older kids.
Oh, the teenager one?
Yeah, it's a Vibe or something like that.
I think it is Vibe. It's
And
something people love.
It's a teen club, and the teens love it too. The kids love it.
They love it. They
And
make best
and
friends.
listen, they're very well supervised.
Oh, yes.
Like, don't worry about your teen, getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
No.
That's not going to
But they do make best friends. People
They
say
do.
like they hang out.
I mean, listen, there's counselors in there the whole time, but kids love it. Like teenagers love it too.
There's so much to do there too.
Because listen, I can see us in 10 years cramping our kids' style.
Absolutely.
Right?
But we're
We're-
still going to be going on Disney
We're
cruises.
going to be going, but they're going to be
Definitely.
like, "Yo, Dad,
Oh, yeah.
like take off the Mickey ears. I know what you do for a living, but you're scaring us. You're
Mom,
embarrassing
please
us."
stop dancing. Please stop
Yeah,
dancing.
they do that. They say that anyway.
Hey!
So I do this really fun thing
Oh, it's super fun.
where when I'm in a car with the kids and then Amy gets out to go somewhere, like say she has to run into like a pharmacy really quickly, and then she'll
Which
call
I'm
me.
usually doing for you.
Okay, that's fine. Listen, I avoid people at all costs. No, I don't. But what we do is when Amy gets back to the car, we lock the door, crack the window, and we make her dance to get back into the car.
And it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter if it's 2 degrees. It can be snowing, raining. They have no regard.
The kids love it. They're always like, "You gotta dance," and she'll dance, and it's embarrassing because there's a lot of people around.
Oh, it's a bad one. Sometimes they do it at school. And I'm like, guys, there's moms around.
It's the benefit of being the only one in the family who drives, because I can make you dance whenever I want. It's hilarious. The kids think it's hilarious. They really laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So that was you. That was you.
Yes, that was me on the cruise ship.
So I have 2 more.
Yes. No, you shouldn't.
I know. I know you said I shouldn't. I know that we decided we were going to end on.
Oh, wait,
you.
I'm sorry. I forgot one magical thing.
Oh, go.
I'm so sorry about the just a really specific example, and we might have said it before on a podcast, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But I think I fell in love with the magic of the Oceaneers Club. Our very first night of our very first cruise with our kids, when we went to pick them up, it was like 11 p.m. You guys, we kept going to pick them up, and they wouldn't come because they were
That was
having so
that was
much fun.
before the app, right?
It was before the app,
Yeah, we had the phone, the C phone.
but they didn't call.
And
us.
it's not as good. The app is way better because you get a text on your phone
Right.
that says "Come pick up your kid." They stink.
Right, but they didn't
They don't
call
really
us,
say
so
that.
we're like, "Gosh, maybe we just missed the call. They must want to come."
We kept
by now."
calling down there,
We kept going,
and
yeah.
they were like, "No, they're not ready yet."
yeah.
Yeah.
So we went. So finally, it was literally 11 p.m. We are like, "Geez, we got to get these kids. They're going to be exhausted tomorrow. They're not going to want to do anything." So we went.
That was our day at sea, right?
It was our first night.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, so we were just
It was
going.
kind of a day at sea.
Yeah, we're just going
Yeah.
to wherever, and we went to get them at 11, and we said, where are they? And they said, oh, they're all, which they never are, but they were all together. Oh, they're all together, listening to the bedtime story. We're like, oh, okay. Well, I read them a bedtime story every single night, so I'm just going to get them. And I said, oh, okay, we'll just get them. They don't need to listen to the bedtime story. And they go, right. But Cinderella is reading the bedtime story to them. And I was like, okay, I guess we'll wait.
Yeah, you can't keep with that.
I'm no Cinderella.
And I'm not putting on a dress every night to do a
Like Cinderella,
story.
right? Wasn't it Cinderella?
Yeah, it was Cinderella. Yeah,
Was sitting down
yeah.
reading
In full Cinderella garb.
a story.
She wasn't in
to
her
children,
PJs like in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
which is also cute.
It was cute, but she was in her dress with her crown.
Reading a book to our kids.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It does not get more magical.
No, you can't. Who can beat that?
No, you can't.
Yeah, it's better than Ralph from Carnival reading you a cruise story at the cruise ship
Why
at
is
night.
Carnival getting so knocked by
know.
you?
It's just the first one that came
We
to my
love
head.
Carnival.
Carnival's great. It's just the first thing that came to my head. Just that it's just funny. I don't know. It's just not
It's a
not,
good
not a real
comparison.
Mac. It could have been Holland America. It could be Norwegian. Whatever one. All right. So I have one more. But I actually have 2 left. But so this is going to be my last official one.
Okay.
The princess character meal at Akershus.
Oh, great pick.
Why is that magical? You might
Everything
ask.
about it is magical.
Why is that magical? It just is. You're right. Everything about it is. You check in.
From the moment you check in.
You check in. They're like, Gramlich family, come with us. Oh, here's Belle. Say hello to Belle. And your kid just go, and Belle
She's just there.
talks about your breakfast and talks about your kids, like what they look like. And you get a picture with Belle. She's like the host of the breakfast or the lunch or the dinner, whatever you're doing. Then you sit at the table, and the restaurant's beautiful. And the princesses that come up to your table are unbelievable.
They are amazing.
The interaction is the best interaction that I think that we've had in any park,
I couldn't
any
agree
restaurant,
more.
anywhere.
They sit with you. They are in no rush.
No, they're not.
They do. Every single one of them sat with us. They just sat down. Maybe we had an extra chair, but they sat down and they were like talking to all. I mean, they took so long.
And our kids at this point, they've been to Disney a lot, so their thing is they want to come up with questions to ask the princesses, right? So they want to ask super specific questions about them, about their movies, about their friends, their characters.
They really want to get to know them.
Yeah. So before we go to like a breakfast like that, they sit down and they're like, all right, what are we going to ask? What are we going to ask Cinderella?
Right.
What are we going to ask Ariel?
Each of them think of a question for each princess.
Yeah. And the princesses never miss a beat. They are amazing.
I don't know how they do it, honestly.
Like,
I really don't.
Just like you'll have Cinderella and she'll talk about Jack and Gus, and or you'll have, right? That's yeah.
That's right.
Or you'll have, we had Tiana tell us a recipe for gumbo.
Oh, she
She's
said the whole
rattling it off the
recipe.
top of her head. Jack was like, "Can you have a gumbo recipe?" And she was like, "Yeah, you get this." It was amazing. Or Ariel talks, like you'll say, "Where's Sebastian?" And she'll have this whole story about where Sebastian is. It's incredible. It's pure magic Disney. It's amazing. And I have one last thing to say about it. Try the brown cheese.
Definitely try the brown cheese.
It's hilarious. It's
like,
funny.
It's like the lesser known Beverly, right?
It is. I've yet to find somebody who's like, no, I really enjoy the brown cheese.
Oh, I know one person who does. It's so weird.
Who?
It doesn't. We can talk about it later.
Oh,
but
the person doesn't want their name mentioned on the podcast.
Well, it's no one that anyone would know. But I think that this person, just pretends to like it because it's controversial.
Yeah, like I'm sure Norwegians like it because it's in Norway,
Right.
so I think they like it.
Right.
It's.
I actually think my dad liked it.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Your dad likes really sharp, strong.
He does.
cheeses, like weird.
So there are
tastes.
people who like it.
But it's what got me wasn't really the taste of it; it was the consistency.
Consistency, sure.
I didn't expect that. I expected to bite it. Yeah, I just didn't. I was like, whoa, no.
Yeah, just seeing someone else's face eat it is magical.
Yeah, it's really funny. And the breakfast that you get is great. It's got the regular
it's
breakfast.
delicious.
There's the all you care to eat with like the bacon and eggs and the home fries and all that stuff. And then you can go up to the cold section, and there's the regular stuff, bagels, muffins. But then they have the Norwegian specialties too, like what is the fish? Salmon and herring and
Yes,
things that I'm
ton.
afraid of tremendously. Like I like sushi. I used to like it. I kind of gave it up because one time I had sushi that was warm. I never do it again.
No, I totally get that.
No, warm sushi. I didn't know it was warm. I took a big bite and
Was it supposed to be warm?
No, it was a cold variety of sushi. That's what threw me off so bad.
Right.
I think it was spicy tuna roll.
Oh yeah, no, that's
And it was
supposed
like
to be warm.
room temperature, and I haven't had sushi since.
It's not how it's meant to be.
I ate it, and I was like, whoa. And I swallowed it down. I think that's what was. I should have just not swallowed it. But the consistency and the feeling of warm, not supposed to be warm, spicy tuna roll, like going down my gullet.
Can't do it again.
Nope. Can't even look at sushi right now. No, not because we're recording in the morning, just because I can't look at it.
Right.
But anyway, they do have the Norwegian specialties, capers, pickled herring. Not pickled herring. Is it pickled?
I think
Maybe.
it's pickled.
And salmon and all different things. It's really neat. And it's so much fun. It is truly magical, but the breakfast and the food is really, really good too. And the setting is amazing. Here's what you do.
Yeah, the setting.
This is the play.
incredible.
This is the play if you're going to spend some time in Norway at Epcot.
Yeah, do this. Do exactly what he's saying. You guys.
So you get yourself a fast pass for Frozen Ever After for like 9 a.m. Then you get yourself a reservation at Akershus at like 9:45 or 10, and then you get there at Park Open. And the first thing you do, or make your fast pass. I'm sorry, switch that. 9:30 for Frozen Ever After.
Right.
9:45 for Akershus. and or 9 or 10 o'clock. And then when you get there, instead of running and getting in line for Frozen Ever After right away, go see Anna and Elsa.
Yes.
Then you just bang out all three. Boom, boom, boom.
And
you meet Anna and Elsa, you go on the ride, you have breakfast.
That's the way to do it because you stay in the magical moment that whole time.
Yeah, you're in Arendelle for like 3 hours. It's
True.
amazing. All right, so what's your last one? Let's do it.
Actually, it really leads me to it. Mine's super general. But
I hope that made sense. I did the times right?
Yeah, you did it perfectly.
It just said it so you do those 3 in a row is the way to do it. Anyway.
So my last one, just finding the magic in Disney. It's the most general you could do. It kind of touches exactly on what you were saying just now, which is just meeting your kid's favorite character. And obviously it varies. And speaking of varying, like I want to say, it doesn't matter when you go to Disney with your kid. Your kid can be 2, your kid can be 20. The first moment that your child sees their favorite character, there's just nothing like
No,
it.
totally agree.
Like watching their face, it's unreal. I mean, I'm actually getting teared up. It's just amazing. Like, and it's what people say all the time. People say to you, well, I'm going to wait, 5 years, whatever, to bring my child to Disney. Is very expensive, which I totally get. And I don't want to spend the money when they're not going to remember it. And we always say, but you're going to remember it.
You're never going to forget. That's mine. Sure, your kid, my line is, sure, your 3-year-old, your 2-year-old might not remember that trip, but you will never forget it.
And you know what else is really funny too? I've talked to so many people that, I say like, they say like, oh, I'm finally going to Disney. I'm finally bringing my kids or whatever after so long. And I'll say, oh, when was the last time you went? And they'll say, when I was 2. So even though they don't physically remember being there, they know they were there because they've heard the stories. They've seen the pictures. You feel like you remember that you were there, even if you don't actually have the specific memories. So it's totally worth it. But all I'm saying is, let's say whoever, if it's Mickey, if it's Tinkerbell, a princess, go see that character with your child, if you have one, or as an adult, go for the first time that you're meeting whomever, and just don't do anything else. Don't be on your phone. Don't even take a picture in that first second. Just
let the cast member take the picture.
Let the cast member, that's why they're there. Let them get the picture. Just watch their faces.
Yeah.
And you're never going to feel like that again.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the character thing, the favorite character thing has always been just an amazing thing for us. And what I like to do is I'll have my gimbal, my stabilizer for my iPhone. I don't even watch it. I just hold it so I know it's angled on the people.
So you can get it.
So I can record it. 'Cause
enjoy the moment.
And I can still watch the moment. Because I know I don't have to look through the little phone to watch it. I'd rather watch it with my bare eyes.
Of course.
Bare eyes. What other eyes do I have? As opposed to my other covered eyes? That was
Your
weird.
Clothing.
Watch it with my eyes and not through a screen is what I was trying to
I
say.
get what you meant.
But yeah, so I kind of feel this is my honorable mention because I kind of.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, I said we would close out with yours, and yours is amazing.
No, that's great.
But I can tie into it a little bit, and it's the feeling of walking under the tunnel, under the train tracks
Absolutely.
in
You have
Magic
to mention
Kingdom
this.
or Disneyland.
Of course.
Is the most magical, maybe the most magical feeling of all.
It is because you started your trip. This is like, started your day, whatever. Like that's it.
When you walk under the
You're
sign,
entering Magic World.
yeah, that says you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. Like that's what you just did. Going under that tunnel.
Right.
When I earlier said you feel the weight off your shoulders, you literally, when you walk through and you see the pictures on either side of the coming attractions, the attraction posters, and you walk through and there's the popcorn there. And, if you're in Walt Disney World, the popcorn's on your left-hand side. Or if you're in Disneyland, the popcorn cart is in the little town square hub there, or like not the hub, but the little town square area. When you walk in and you walk around
Yes. Yes, I know
town
exactly what you
square,
mean.
and then you make that first step on the main street and you see the castle and you see all of Main Street. It is just, it's another one where I just watch the kids.
Yes, me too.
Every time
Of
I've
course.
gone, since our kids have been born, even when they were like months old, I expected a reaction. Like,
Yeah, but
because
you always get something. You
what's
do.
amazing is when you go with an adult who hasn't been,
Oh, it's the best feeling ever.
they get in, they have tears when they
I
see
know.
Cinderella Castle
Their eyes are huge.
or Sleeping Beauty Castle. It's
Right.
an amazing thing.
Right.
What's funny is though, because Disneyland is such a smaller park, when people are used to Walt Disney World,
Yes.
and they see the castle in Disneyland, they're like, "Is that it?" But it's that for me now. I did have that reaction the first time I saw it. I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I knew it would be smaller, but that's
Right.
way smaller.
It's way smaller.
But
yeah.
now when I see it, I had that that teary kind of holy cow, like corniness of magic.
Of course.
feeling. So yeah, so I think that tied into yours a little
It
bit.
did
pretty
perfectly.
well. Like talk about your cares just melting away. It's a physical feeling.
Absolutely. And it's another one. It's a great point. It's another one. And I'm always saying this, but put your phone down.
Yeah, put it in your pocket.
Don't have your phone on. Like, I know
Just experience it.
I preach it all the time, but
Excuse me.
I'm probably saying it because I'm on my phone too much, but I think everyone is.
I am too. Do you know the iPhone, just a random thing here? My iPhone, because I have the latest update, each Sunday lets me know how much time I average on my
Wow.
phone.
Oh, I would never want to see that.
So guess what? The first time I got it, it was like 3 hours and 10 minutes. And I was like, that is way too much.
For a week?
No, average day.
Oh. I
Yeah.
was like, that's pretty good for a week.
3 hours and 10 minutes average day.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Listen, I'm on my phone a lot
Right.
for work. So then I've been like trying to consciously not use it as much. So yesterday when I got it, it was 49 minutes.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I cut it down a lot. I was like,
Good
I gotta get my act together here.
Yes, but so my
So
point.
put the phone away.
And listen, and I get it. You need your phone in everyday life, but when you're in Disney, it is a little different. I feel like people understand.
Yeah, that you're
they
there.
can wait.
Yeah, you're on vacation.
There, you can wait. So just put it away at least for 10 minutes and just experience the magical moment.
I totally agree. And I think it's a perfect way to end the show. So, Amy Liz, thank you again for being on another show.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, you are without a doubt the star of every show that you're on.
That's nice.
This isn't being facetious.
It's really nice. No, I
get
didn't think it was.
I'm not. I get so many emails and messages that say, I just want to hear Amy more. I just want to hear Amy more.
That's so nice. Thank
So
you,
I'm
guys.
gonna as long as you're willing to come on, we're just gonna I'm gonna keep having you on because people love hearing you.
Well, I love
People love
doing this.
Here's what I get for you a lot. People love your voice
Thank you.
and they love your laugh.
Oh, that's nice.
Those are
Thank
two things that
you.
might creep you out right now.
A little bit.
I mean, I love both of those things, but we got married a while ago.
That's true.
So, but yeah, I want to, because listen, people you're a lovable person. So I want to keep having you on.
Well, thank you.
Last thing, Ames, where can people find you on the internet? Where can I send them? Usually when I have people when I ask that question, you have nothing, do you?
That's so great. So tell them to go to an app called Kitchen Scramble, and I'm always playing it.
You're the best. Thanks, Ames.
Thank you.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ear to There Disney Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. As always, I really, really appreciate it, and I really sincerely hope that you enjoyed it. These are a lot of fun. Thank you to Amy, my wife, for coming back on. Listen, I make a lot of jokes. She is so much fun to do a show with, so thanks, Ames. And I know she doesn't listen. She never listens, but I appreciate it so much. Thank you again to Crystal for her question. Thanks again to Bob for his answer. And thank you so much for listening to yet another show. If this is the second or third or 200th show you've listened to, I really appreciate it. If it's the first show you've listened to, welcome. I hope you stick around. Keep listening. I hope you're here for a lot more. And like I said earlier, in the middle of the show, I'd love it if you voted for the Ear to There Disney podcast in the Top 49 Podcast Challenge. Head to eartotheretravel.com/iTunes. That's one way to do it. You can leave an honest rating and an honest review there for the show. That will count in the votes. Or look up Disney Inspired on Facebook. That's the word Disney and then Inspired, INSPIRED. That Facebook page has a pinned post where you can vote in the comments for your favorite podcast, if it is, of course, the Ear to There Disney Podcast. Thank you so much in advance for your votes. I think right now I'm sitting at like number 5 on the list of 49, so that's pretty good. I'll take number 5 overall Disney podcast. I'd love to get to number 1, though. It may be a pipe dream, but hey, you never know. Crazier things have happened. So again, please vote. Thank you so much for listening. Just remember, there will be a new episode of the podcast each and every Monday, and a new episode of the Word of the Week, or It's a Food World, on Thursdays. So until next time, thank you again so much. I keep saying so much. Thank you for listening. Have a phenomenal week. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Whatever you're celebrating this month. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Ear to there, ear to there.